There comes a time in every chosen one's life when the air begins to shift. You can't explain it, but you can feel it. Something sacred is approaching. It's not random, it's not coincidence. It's divine alignment unfolding quietly, step by step. You've walked through the fire. You've endured the loneliness. You've tasted betrayal and carried the silence of heaven. But now God is sending someone into your life, not just to comfort you, but to awaken your destiny. Listen carefully. This isn't about romance or companionship. It's about assignment. The person God is sending will not come to complete you. They will come to activate you. They are a mirror chosen by heaven, carrying the frequency that calls forth what's been dormant within you. You may not recognize them at first. They will appear ordinary to the world, but your soul will tremble when they enter the room. Something deep within you will whisper, "Pay attention. This is divine timing." You see, for years you've been hidden. God has kept you in isolation, not as punishment but preparation. People misread your silence, thinking you were being forgotten, but heaven was sharpening your spirit in secret. You were not meant to blend in. You were meant to be set apart. You've been feeling like something was missing, not realizing that what you were missing was not a person, but a moment in divine sequence. And now that moment is approaching. Wait, can you feel it? The tension in the spirit realm. It's the sound of destiny unlocking. The forces that once opposed you are trembling because they can sense it too. The one God is sending carries light, but not just light, they carry a key. And that key fits the lock on your next season. Every trial you've faced, every heartbreak you've endured, was preparing you to recognize them when they appear. You won't have to chase, you won't have to force. It will flow like prophecy. Don't misunderstand this. Before divine connection comes divine testing. Some will appear as light, but are clothed in deception. The enemy knows that the one God sends carries great power, so he'll send distractions disguised as destiny. That's why discernment is your greatest weapon now. When it's divine, peace will not argue with your spirit. There will be calm even in uncertainty. And when they speak, their words will not flatter your ego, they'll awaken your purpose. The world has always sensed something unusual about you. They can't explain it, but they've felt your energy shift rooms. You've carried the mark of the divine since birth, and people respond to it with extremes: love, jealousy, curiosity, confusion. Some were drawn to your light, but could not handle its intensity. Others tried to dim it to make themselves more comfortable, but you were never meant to make others comfortable. You were meant to make them confront themselves. The person God is sending will see you as you truly are, not the version you perform, not the mask you've built to survive, but the raw, luminous essence of who you were created to be. They will not fear your power. They will respect it. And through them, God will reveal what He's been preparing in silence. Every tear you've cried has watered the soil of this divine encounter. Every loss was pruning you for connection that carries eternal weight. Listen closely, chosen one. Heaven has been whispering your name in secret places. You've been restless lately, haven't you? Feeling like something big is near, but you can't see it yet. That's because it's not meant to be seen, it's meant to be felt. The vibration of your destiny is rising, and soon heaven will send someone who vibrates on the same frequency. They won't compete with your anointing. They'll complement it. Together you'll unlock realms neither of you could access alone. Rehook. God says, "Be still, for I am aligning you." You don't have to chase what's sent by heaven. What's divine doesn't rush, it recognizes. The timing is sacred. The meeting won't happen a minute early or a second late. Heaven has been adjusting timelines, orchestrating divine delays, and even breaking temporary attachments just to make space for this alignment. That's why some people suddenly left your life without explanation. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. Every soul that walked away cleared the spiritual path for the one ordained to walk in. You've been stripped of the counterfeit so you can receive the authentic. And when they arrive, you'll understand why it never worked with anyone else. Your spirit wasn't meant to settle, it was meant to soar. You might ask, why me? Because destiny requires a heart that has been broken enough to understand compassion and strong enough to carry revelation. You've been both the wounded and the healer, the rejected and the chosen, the broken and the reborn. And because of that, when heaven sends this person, you'll recognize their divine energy, not by sight but by spirit. The one coming into your life carries divine timing in their steps. They've been walking their own wilderness too. Their battles mirror yours, Their tears have watered the same soil of surrender. They are being prepared as you are being prepared. Heaven's not just sending a person, it's sending an answer. And when your energies meet, it will feel like the universe holding its breath, as if creation itself was waiting for this intersection. Rehook. Don't underestimate what God can do in one divine encounter. It doesn't take years for destiny to awaken. It only takes one divine alignment, one moment where purpose collides with purpose, one word that unlocks hidden strength, one connection that makes the pain make sense. And when that moment arrives, it won't feel new. It will feel like remembering something your soul always knew. You are on sacred ground now. Everything in your life is shifting to make room for what's coming. Stay alert in spirit, but don't fall into anxiety. You don't need to search for signs. The sign will recognize you. You are the sign. You are the living prophecy walking this earth. Heaven is not preparing you for ordinary love. It's preparing you for divine partnership, to a bond that awakens destiny, not distraction. Listen, chosen one. Something holy is moving toward you. The silence you feel right now isn't abandonment. It's the sound of alignment. Heaven is busy with your name written in light. You've been patient through pain, faithful in confusion, and strong in isolation. Now the season of divine awakening begins. Someone is being guided toward you, carrying the spark of your next level. When they arrive, everything you've endured will make sense. The waiting wasn't punishment, it was prophecy. And you are about to watch it unfold before your very eyes. There's a shift in the unseen right now. You might not hear it, but your soul does. It's like heaven's rhythm has started to match your heartbeat. The winds are moving. Time itself is bending to divine will. The person God is sending into your life is not coming by accident. They're being summoned by purpose. Their steps are being orchestrated through delays, detours, and divine whispers, all leading them straight to you. You've crossed timelines in the spirit realm to meet this soul. And when it happens, it will feel like prophecy fulfilled. Like the end of a long drought you didn't know you'd survived. But before that divine meeting comes the final test. The test of patience, of faith, of surrender. You see, destiny doesn't just appear, it requires readiness. Heaven doesn't waste divine alignments on unprepared hearts. You've been asking why the silence has lasted so long, why the same cycle repeats, why you keep feeling almost, but not yet. It's because heaven was pruning your soul of every residue that would have sabotaged this connection. You had to be purified before you could be partnered. Rehook. Sometimes God delays the divine because He's protecting it. You thought you were being overlooked, but you were being safeguarded. If the connection had come too early, you would have tried to love them from your wounds instead of your wisdom. You would have mistaken trauma for chemistry and pain for passion. So heaven hid you. It shielded you from what wasn't ready for your light. Every rejection was a redirection. Every heartbreak was heaven whispering, "Not this one, not yet, now listen closely." The world around you may start to shift as divine timing draws near. People you thought would stay will suddenly fade. Friendships might dissolve. Routines might break apart. Don't panic, it's divine rearrangement. The vibration of your life is being recalibrated to match the frequency of the one who's coming. Old energies can't exist where new purpose is being born. And while it might feel like loss, it's actually alignment. You've been feeling it lately, haven't you? That invisible pull towards something unknown. It's the soul of your destiny awakening, sensing the energy of the person who carries your next level. When they enter your life, it won't just awaken emotions, it will awaken mission. Their presence will ignite what's been sleeping inside you. You'll start to remember who you were before fear silenced you, before betrayal made you shrink, before the world taught you to doubt your own brilliance. Rehook. God is saying, I am sending someone who will not be intimidated by your light. They will amplify it. This person won't compete with your spirit. They'll cooperate with it. Where others saw your intensity as too much, they'll see it as sacred fire. Where others tried to quiet you, they'll call you to rise. This is not just someone who sees your worth, it's someone who awakens it. Together, your spirits will speak the language of heaven, a rhythm only destiny can translate. Remember this, when divine connection arrives, chaos often stirs first. The enemy senses the shift before you do. Don't be surprised if old wounds reopen, if doubts try to whisper again, if shadows from your past attempt to return. These are not signs of failure, they are signs of activation. Light attracts opposition because darkness fears awakening. But no matter what tries to rise against you, Know this: God's plan cannot be interrupted. What's written in heaven cannot be erased on earth. You've been through seasons where you begged God to explain the pain. You asked why you were misunderstood, why love seemed to escape you, why every connection ended in silence. But what if all of that was divine training? What if the heartbreaks were heaven's way of refining your discernment, teaching you how to recognize the real from the counterfeit? You had to learn how to see beyond appearance, beyond emotion, into spirit. That's what makes you ready now. You no longer crave attention, you crave alignment. Rehook. Heaven is saying, you had to walk alone so you could recognize who was sent. You've been surrounded by many, yet felt unseen. You've had conversations, yet felt unheard. That isolation wasn't loneliness. It was spiritual insulation. God separated you to sharpen your senses. Because when destiny walks in, it won't come with noise. It'll come with confirmation. Your spirit will know before your mind understands. That's why you had to be still. Stillness was your training ground. The person God is sending has also been walking through their own divine silence. They've been crying out, asking for purpose, asking for clarity, asking for you. Their spirit has been calling to yours without even knowing your name. Across distance, across time, heaven has been tuning your hearts to the same frequency. You are being drawn together not by attraction, but by assignment. You both carry pieces of the same prophecy, and only when you meet will the full picture unfold. There will be a moment, sudden, electric, when everything clicks. A glance, a conversation, a silence that feels like recognition. And you'll know, not because of logic, but because your soul will exhale. It will feel like coming home after years of wandering. That's what divine timing feels like. Peace without understanding, calm in the middle of uncertainty. The energy will be undeniable, not because it's loud, but because it's true. Rehook. Be warned, though. When the divine draws near, the counterfeit grows desperate. Old patterns will try to reappear just before your breakthrough. You'll be tempted to settle for familiar rather than wait for divine. Don't. The enemy often sends distractions right before destiny arrives. Guard your heart. Protect your peace. You're standing on the edge of fulfillment. Don't let impatience cost you alignment. Everything you've endured has been building spiritual muscle for this moment. The tears, the betrayals, the nights you thought you'd lost yourself, all of it was God sculpting your spirit to hold more light. You were not being punished. You were being prepared, because divine connection requires divine capacity. And now you have it. You are strong enough to receive what you once prayed for. This person coming into your life will not only awaken destiny in you, they will remind you of who you are in heaven's eyes. They will not heal your wounds for you, but they will walk beside you as you heal. Together your strength will multiply. Your voice will carry further. Your presence will ripple through realms unseen. Because when two souls aligned by God unite, even the universe must bow to that purpose. Rehook. This is not just love, this is legacy. You're not just meeting a person, you're meeting a prophecy. And when it unfolds, you'll realize that all along, heaven was preparing two hearts to awaken one destiny. The timing is sacred. The alignment is near. The same God who ordered your isolation is now commanding connection. You're about to witness what happens when divine patience meets perfect purpose. Keep your faith steady. Keep your heart open, because the one who carries your next chapter is already on their way. There is a divine stirring in the unseen realms right now. You may not understand the magnitude of what is unfolding, but heaven has begun to move pieces that once stood still. This is the season where the hidden becomes revealed, where divine purpose steps out of shadow and into light. The person God is sending into your life is not arriving just to comfort your heart. They are coming to ignite your destiny. They are heaven's reminder that you were never meant to walk in ordinary alignment, but in divine orchestration. Everything in your life until now has been leading to this convergence. You were never waiting in vain. You were being positioned. You've felt it lately, haven't you? That subtle but undeniable acceleration in your spirit. The dreams, the restlessness, the sudden awareness that something is shifting. That's not anxiety, it's awakening. God is calling your spirit to attention because the moment of divine meeting draws near. And when it happens, the very air will feel different. It will feel charged, holy, as though heaven itself paused to witness your next chapter begin. Rehook, what's coming is not small, it's not temporary, it's not something you'll have to chase or question. It will come clothed in peace but carrying power. The person entering your life carries the vibration of divine purpose, and when your energies merge, you will begin to unlock realms of favor and understanding that were impossible to access alone. This is not an emotional bond, it's a divine collaboration. Together you will carry light into places the world has forgotten. But before you rise into this new chapter, understand this: heaven always tests before it reveals. You are being watched, not by men, but by angels. They are observing how you handle the final stretch of waiting. Will you trust God's timing even when it feels delayed? Will you protect your heart from bitterness, jealousy, or fear? Because only hearts refined in fire can hold the weight of divine partnership. God is not just giving you what you desire, He's entrusting you with what He designed. The person who's coming will not be sent to save you, they will be sent to stand with you. You both carry light, but together, that light becomes a flame that awakens others. When you meet them, your spirit will recognize something eternal, something ancient, like remembering a promise you made before birth. It won't make sense logically, but your soul will whisper, "This is what I was waiting for." Rehook, don't mistake familiarity for divine connection. What's coming will not repeat your past, it will redeem it. This connection will not drain you, it will energize you, it won't confuse you, it will bring clarity. It won't require you to shrink, it will demand that you expand. When the divine sends someone to awaken destiny, their presence doesn't add chaos, it adds order. It will be like suddenly realizing why everything had to happen the way it did. Every heartbreak, every goodbye, every silent night. It was all preparation for this divine alignment. Do not be surprised when favor begins to surround you after this connection forms. When destiny awakens, the universe responds. Doors will open effortlessly. Ideas will flow with ease. The things that once felt blocked will suddenly begin to move. Because this connection isn't just emotional, it's energetic. It carries the signature of divine purpose, and the heavens always honor divine purpose. You'll notice it in subtle ways. The peace that feels unshakable, the timing that feels perfect, the conversations that feel prophetic. Rehook, God is saying, you will know them by the peace I place within you. The connection will not need validation, it will be validation. You won't feel anxious, you'll feel aligned. This person's presence will feel like standing in sunlight after a lifetime of storm. Their energy won't drain you, it will elevate you. Together, you will move in divine rhythm, accomplishing what neither of you could have done alone. There will be those who sense it too. The world can feel when heaven's hand moves. Some will celebrate your rise, others will envy it. Don't be distracted by their reactions. Jealousy often surrounds divine elevation. When your light begins to expand, shadows are exposed. Keep your eyes fixed on the purpose, not the noise. The connection you're stepping into is protected by heaven. No curse, no gossip, no spiritual opposition can dismantle what God Himself has ordained. You must understand, chosen one, this isn't just about two souls meeting. It's about destiny colliding. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. Every prophet needs alignment. Every visionary needs partnership. And you've been prepared for a union that multiplies your power, amplifies your voice, and expands your light. Together you will carry the sound of awakening. Through your connection, others will awaken too. This is how heaven moves. It awakens one to awaken many. Rehook, your time in the wilderness wasn't wasted. It was weaponized. Every lonely night, every unanswered prayer, every silent battle was forging spiritual armor around your soul. You were being trained for this alignment. You had to know the difference between attraction and assignment, between emotion and revelation. Now you do. That's why you won't miss it. You're too awake to mistake illusion for destiny anymore. When this divine person enters your life, do not rush. Divine timing requires divine pacing. Let it unfold naturally. Let peace be your confirmation and stillness your strength. You won't need to control it. What's written doesn't need chasing. God's plans flow, they don't force. When it's divine, it aligns without effort. As the connection deepens, you'll begin to feel heaven expanding within you. Your creativity will awaken. Your courage will rise. Your spiritual gifts will sharpen. You'll notice how your words begin to carry weight, how your prayers begin to manifest faster, how your presence begins to shift atmospheres. That's what happens when destiny awakens. It activates the divinity within you. Rehook. Heaven whispers, "You are stepping into the reason I made you wait." The delays were never punishment. They were divine choreography. You had to meet yourself before you could meet destiny. You had to become whole so that what's coming would not destroy you. And now the timing is perfect. Heaven is aligning two lights that were always meant to burn together. The world won't understand it, but they'll feel it. When you walk into a room together, the atmosphere will change. Conversations will pause. People will sense that something sacred has entered the space. Because when destiny unites, it carries authority. Even the unseen bows to it. This is what you've been feeling, the world shifting in anticipation of your awakening. This connection will not end in heartbreak. It will end in harvest. Everything you've lost will be restored in divine measure. The love, the purpose, the peace, it will return multiplied. Because this time it's not you doing the choosing. It's God choosing for you. Heaven is sending someone who was built to walk beside you, not ahead of you, not behind you, but with you. Rehook. Your soul already knows their name, even if your mind doesn't yet. In the silence, your spirits have been calling to each other. That's why you've felt the sudden peace lately, the calm before divine arrival. Heaven is near, closer than you think. The person who carries your next season is already being guided toward you. And when your paths finally cross, the earth will remember the sound of creation's first yes. You are entering a divine season of awakening. The pain is over. The delay is ending. The preparation is complete. What's coming is not random, it's written. You're about to walk into a chapter where your life and your destiny align perfectly with heaven's rhythm. So stand tall, chosen one. Lift your head. Breathe deeply. The silence is about to break. The waiting is about to make sense. The person God is sending will not just awaken destiny in you, they will remind you that you were destiny all along. And when that moment arrives, when your eyes meet and your spirits recognize each other, the universe will whisper what heaven already knows: it is done.